Greetings, my name is Cody, and today I'll be presenting on disaster planning, disaster recovery, and business continuity. These concepts are critical in cybersecurity and risk management because organizations must be prepared not just to prevent incidents, but to continue operating and recover quickly when disruptions occur. To begin, it's important to understand the difference between business continuity, disaster recovery, and disaster planning. The first concept is business continuity, or BC. It focuses on keeping business operations running during a disruption. This includes maintaining essential services like payroll, customer support, or healthcare operations. Disaster recovery, or DR, is more focused on IT systems. It involves restoring systems, applications, and data after an incident happens. And disaster planning is the broader concept that brings everything together. It includes risk assessments, business impact analysis, and strategies needed to maintain and restore operations. These three areas work together to ensure both short-term survival and long-term recovery. Business continuity planning is the process of identifying what organizations must continue doing during a disruption and building the requirements to support those functions. This involves identifying critical business processes and determining the order in which they must be restored. It also includes mapping dependencies such as IT systems, data, personnel, and external services. For example, a company may determine that its authentication system must be restored before employees can access any other systems. This dependency mapping is essential because restoring systems in the wrong order can delay the overall recovery. The business impact analysis, or BIA, is one of the most important parts of business continuity planning. It identifies and evaluates the impact of disruptions on business operations. This includes scenarios such as financial losses, legal consequences, reputational damage, and safety risks. The BIA helps organizations determine which systems and processes are most critical and must be restored first. It also provides the foundation for defining recovery priorities and allocating resources effectively. Recovery objectives define how quickly systems must be restored and how much data loss is acceptable. The recovery time objective, or RTO, is the maximum acceptable downtime for a system. The recovery point objective, or RPO, is the maximum acceptable amount of data loss measured in time. For example, an RPO of 1 hour means the organization can tolerate losing up to just 1 hour of data. These objectives are driven by business tolerance, meaning how much disruption the organization is willing to accept. Lower RTO and RPO values require more advanced and expensive solutions such as real-time replication to implement. Recovery strategies are the methods used to restore operations after a disruption. Common strategies include having backups and replication to restore data, redundancy and failover to maintain availability, and alternate sites, such as hot, warm, and cold sites to maintain operations. A hot site is a fully operational environment and allows immediate failover. A warm site has partial infrastructure and requires some setup. And a cold site has minimal resources and it takes long to activate. There is a trade-off between cost and recovery speed. Faster recovery requires significantly more investment. Disaster recovery is the formal process for restoring IT systems after a major disruption. It includes defined roles and responsibilities, step-by-step procedures, and activation criteria for when the plan is ultimately triggered. DR plans are used during events like cyber attacks, system failures, or natural disasters. A well-designed DR plan ensures that recovery is structured, efficient, and minimizes overall downtime. During recovery, not all systems are restored at the same time. Organizations follow a prioritized restoration process based on the BIA. Critical systems are restored first, such as identity and authentication systems, network infrastructure, and core databases. These systems are necessary for restoring other dependent systems. This prioritization ensures that recovery efforts are efficient and aligned with business needs. After systems are restored to normal operations, they must be validated to ensure they are both functional and secure. This includes verifying system performance, ensuring data integrity, and checking for vulnerabilities or malware. One major risk during recovery is reintroducing compromised systems, such as restoring infected backups. This is why security validation is critical before returning systems to full production. Disaster recovery plans must be tested regularly to ensure they are effective. Testing helps identify gaps in procedures, any inefficiencies, and missing resources. It also validates whether recovery objectives such as the RTO and the RPO can actually be met. Testing is not a one-time activity. It is part of a continuous improvement process that strengthens the organization's resilience in the face of disasters. And finally, business continuity exercises simulate real-world disaster scenarios. These exercises involve management and key personnel, role-based response coordination, and testing communication and decision-making. Examples include tabletop exercises where they are discussion-based. They also include parallel processing tests, where backup systems run alongside the primary systems, and full failover tests, where operations are temporarily switched to the backup site. These exercises ensure that everyone understands their role and that plans work under real conditions. And that concludes this presentation. Thank you so very much for watching.